of how much you hurt as you're trying to start a family of your own. And it's a universal problem. And it comes up pretty regularly, I think, just in social conversation. And so we really appreciated what this BYU couple did to kind of draw attention to the situation.
Yeah, so what happened was these guys graduated from BYU. They go on to into their careers. They live in Boise now, and they have seen the announcements that you were talking about. And they're the Blake family, all right? And they said, look, they have infertility issues that so many people are dealing with who are listening right now, who are, my father-in-law works in this field as an OB, and he has both ends of the spectrum. People who are having a lot of kids, people who are unable to have kids.
Yeah.
And the difficulty of that part of it in a culture where having kids is, kind of a mark of where you are socially almost, or at least in some people, maybe that's the more old school view, but really it is the thing that a lot of folks will say. I can't believe how many people in this culture, we've talked about this a couple weeks ago, where someone will say, hey, so I can't tell you how many people have asked, we have 4 kids, and they go, so you guys are done though, right?
Yeah.
Well, how many are you guys going to have then? If you have 4, are you guys going to keep going?
Well, hold on, because I'm going to weigh in on your personal life here.
Yeah. And so I'm all, well, pencil us in for, now hold on a minute, pencil us in for late April, if you know what I mean. Wink. I don't know why anybody would feel comfortable saying that to somebody. I grew up in a house where my parents were like, stay out of everyone's private life.
Yes.
Stay out of everything.
Yeah, that's how it was for us too.
I usually err on the side of I love to have conversations with people. I love to talk to people. But these people are dealing with, the Spencer and his wife are dealing with this infertility issue in their lives, Whitney and Spencer are their names, with this blog that they've put up to create awareness, one of how hilarious. They even said, we thought it would be funny. Wouldn't it be funny because of all these we've seen of people announcing births and announcing pregnancies and announcing genders, whatever it might be, that we could deal with it like this? Wouldn't it be funny if we could put up these pictures? So the pictures are, the very typical girl standing by the bump ahead, sign on the side of the road.
This is the road sign.
The next picture is her standing by another sign right next to it, dead end.
Yeah.
And so she looks kind of grumpy about it. Or instead of the Red Baron pizza box, it just says We're Baron. And so you look at that and go, that kind of hurts. But guess what? Ethan, dealing with somebody who has done comedy their entire lives, insecurities and, personal shortcomings come out through comedy a lot of times, and it is a great way to deal with things. I'm at my funniest when things are going terrible.
Go to ksonthisradio.com, and on the cameras, you can actually see what they've done is they took some of the real common, clever pregnancy announcements. You might have seen the one where they spell out a pregnancy announcement on a Scrabble board with all kinds of pregnancy words. Mm-hmm. Well, they did the same thing, but using infertility words, low sperm count, Clomid, all these other words to describe the infertility issue, and just turning the meme on its head. You mentioned the We're Baron pizza instead of holding up the jar of Prego spaghetti sauce. Yeah. There's one with them standing next to a little bun in an oven. Hey, haha. And then one with an empty oven, and they're looking very upset and distraught. So they're just offering the flip side of all of these popular kind of cutesy internet memes that people use to announce their pregnancies. They're using it to announce infertility. And I thought it was really interesting. If you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Nightside Project, you can see a few of these because they really are startling. But you know what's awesome? It's awesome to see people own the life they're living.
Yeah.
And understand it and work on it and process it. And I think this is a really cool way that they can, not only deal with whatever problem they're having themselves, but also give a little cover.
Well,
give a little cover to families out there who are struggling with infertility. You make the subject just a little bit, just a shade easier to cope with. And if that helps anybody, that's awesome. I think it's great.
Think about people who are dealing with this right now And the last thing they want to do is talk about it because it is awkward to talk about in this culture. It's sad to bring up in a lot of ways because you don't necessarily feel like you're fitting in or whatever it might be. There are people who are still like, oh, I feel like this is me. These guys are making fun of us because they're unable to get pregnant, and they're making fun of us because we were just saying, that we were just announcing our pregnancy. And I think it's not about the person looking at the picture as much as it is about, and it brings humor, but this is more about these guys who are taking the pictures. For Spencer and Whitney, it's an issue for them personally where they can go, this is how we're dealing with this. We have to see all these things. Mother's Day, the moms who aren't moms, they see all the flowers that go to all the moms and they get sad about it. And, it's the same type of a feeling where you go, no, they're the ones who are going through this and they're dealing with it in their own way. It's not about you. Don't feel guilty because you have kids. You shouldn't, adjust anything to this person. But just be aware that everything isn't always as it seems with every couple, and don't ask, so why aren't you guys having kids yet?